Hello everybody. In my previous video I made pouch for perfume bottle. This pouch I made it in previous video in Marvelous Designer, and I export this pouch as a OBJ file, and today I wanted to import it to 3D Max and render it V-Ready. First of all, I imported to 3D Max. This scene you see, I made it before, and ready-made scene, and only I import the pouch to that scene because it's ready, camera, lighting and everything is ready. Only I want to render this pouch inside of that scene. For if you want to import your file, you come here, import, and go and choose the OBJ and import the scene you want to render, and you have to rescale it and position it wherever you want. Now I render first and see. As you see, this one doesn't have any texture and material, this pouch. Because of this, first I have to make a texture for that. I want to make something like jersey fabric for that in Photoshop. Okay, for the things I download this displacement texture from Photoshop and I bring it here to make my material. For material, if you remember in previous video, when I export the file from Marvelous Designer, also we export some UVW map file. First I bring one of that file and I use Ctrl and click to select my UV and select the texture, and Ctrl J. As you see, I put my texture on UVW map that I had. Okay, now I want to use this file for displacement map and bump map. Okay, I save as a PNG file. Okay, for displacement I write EOS, and I can use this file for both. I go to 3D Max, Material Editor, I this fabric, okay, go to the map, and I want to use the map in this place. open it. But before I start to render and make a material, you can choose, you can go for two methods. One method, I make this displacement and use it in displacement and also bump map and give a color, whatever color you like in diffuse color. If maybe sometimes displacement needs a good computer for rendering. If you don't have that one, you can go for method 2. In that method, you make only bump map and diffuse texture instead of using the diffuse color. For that one, you can make solid color. For example, I make that yellow. This one is overlay and make the G. This one is diffuse. Okay. I render with both method and you can check it what's happened. But for sure, if you use diffuse texture, the rendering time comes down. Okay, let's first go to 3D Max and use displacement. I use that displacement and bring that below down and give it a displace to the bump map as well. And for color, I go for that yellow. And I assign that material to my pouch. Okay. I pause the video to don't waste the time. I cancel this because I have to adjust displacement number is too much. I go for 2 and again render it. Now it's okay. It's okay, but there is some bumpy things here. I change displace setting to 1 and render it again. I pause the video again. And now you can see that bumpy things gone. Test render is the resolution and everything is low and rendering is fast. But if you want to go for a higher resolution, maybe take time. This is with bump map and displacement. I save this to new folder as a test displacement. For that I choose PNG. I can go for another version and change this. I turn off the displays and I bring the diffuse map. Okay, now also display this and render again. This render is with diffuse map I made it and bump map is not NUD, and I turn off the displacement. As you see, this is also work. It's not bad, but we have to play a little in Photoshop to change the uh, opacity of the main texture. Okay, until this one finish, we go here. First, I change the blending mode to screen. Save as. And go to 3D Max. See, this is so dark. Save this one as well. Save it as a diffuse one. Save. Okay. Now I change the diffuse or reload it and render it again to check if it become lighter or not. As you see, it's become lighter. And in Photoshop, you can change the scale of the texture, and also in 3D Max you can do that. It's up to you to choose which one is better. But you see this one also work. I pause the video to finish that, and after that compare that three render to show which one is nicer. Okay, finish. I save this one as well. use 2. Okay, now I'm going to bring that 3. Mhm. Okay, okay. Now you can check it, but also for this one that I use displacement map, you can play with the adjustment of the displacement. But I think this one is more realistic than these two. And for this one, you have more console and color and everything. But again, up to you. You choose which one is better. But for me, this one is more realistic and nice. And I try to make another video to show you in Substance Painter how you can make texture of the fabric and use it in 3D Max. Have a great day and see you soon. Bye.